Hey, my chosen furries and family. So, how many of y'all know about the man who lay by the pool in Bethsaida? I believe I'm saying it correctly. Anyway, it is in John 5 1 through 9. So, whenever you get some time, well, not get some time, but make some time to read that and allow God to speak to you about you through those scriptures. But right now, I'm going to give you like a little small recap. So, this is a story about a man who lay by the pool for 38 years, and at a certain time of the year, God will have the angel come down to stir the waters, and whoever could get there first would be healed. Well, Jesus seen the man laying by the pool, and he asked him if he wanted to be made well. Now, side note, you don't think that Jesus already knows the answers to these questions? No. When he's asking them, they're called rhetorical questions. You know how you ask a person a question and it's just to get them to think? So back to the story. This man gave Jesus all these different excuses as to why he couldn't make it to the pool, why he couldn't get in, why basically he had been laying there for all this time. And it's not as if Jesus didn't have compassion for him, but what he did not have is self-pity. So, he's sitting there listening to him, but those excuses did not move him. Basically, it was like, do you want to get well? Jesus told him to pick up his mat and walk. Now, what does that mean? How many of us have made excuses as to why we haven't done the things that we need to do? It could be anything from, oh, I don't have the support to, just whatever it is that you keep trying to get yourself to believe as to why you cannot show up, as to why you cannot do the things that you need to do. And we know that where there is a will, there is a way. So that's why I say, what are the excuses that you have been trying to tell yourself? Because the very thing that God has been on you about to do, you haven't been stepping up. Well, this was me for 43 years, but you know what? It's like, just because I may not have had the proper tools to do certain things, that was not a good enough reason, good enough excuse to keep continuing the same way that I was. Like, yes, I may have been around toxicity, dysfunction, chaos, but did I have to keep showing up in that way? Did I have to keep being around it? Did I have to keep acting in dysfunction, toxicity? Did I have to keep being chaotic? Yes, people had hurt me, but was that reason enough for me to hurt people back or for me to stay broken and unhealed? Okay, I didn't know certain things, but did that mean that I had to keep having the same mindset, or was it time for me to learn new things? Was it okay to keep continuing to keep showing up and being the way that I was, or was it my responsibility to do something about it? So, you know how we all have lived the definition, and we all know the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing, expecting different results, but keep getting the same thing. So now it's like, okay, I've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, here's a thought. Maybe start doing different things to start getting different results. And you know what? I actually started doing that, and I actually started getting different results. I couldn't keep making excuses. I couldn't keep leaving my life in the hands of other people, because as you heard me say, my life. How is it that we will allow other people to have so much control over something that only we can have control over? So since it's my life, it's time for me to do something about it. It doesn't matter what I have endured throughout my life. That's not reason enough for me not to keep showing up for myself. That's not reason enough for me not to do the work within. That's not reason enough for me to grow, for me to develop, for me to change. If I wanted a certain life, then I needed to get up and do the things that was necessary to get me that life. Hence, pick up your mat and walk. What's holding you back? Why do you keep coming with the excuses? Like my coach says, you have to show up with intention. You have to have intention behind what it is that you're doing. Pay attention and set intention. I mean, I know it may get overwhelming because you're trying to do a new thing that you've never done before, but you know what? Take baby steps. If you don't know where to start, let's say that you want to start getting up early, because we all have heard the early bird gets the worm, right? So you want to start getting up early to be able to manage your time wisely. Maybe before you have to go to work, you want to get some things done. Well, how about start going to bed early? That way, you're able to get up early in the morning, and then you won't have to be coming up with the excuse, oh, I went to bed late, so I'm still tired. How about you want to start getting your body in shape, but you don't know where to start? Pinpoint the areas that you want to work on. Well, I know you can't spot reduce, but I'm just saying, like, start looking at videos, start looking up videos, start checking out, okay, let's see, what is it exactly that I want to work on? So I'm going to start watching different videos to see which ones, which ones I can do, which ones I can't. You want to start eating better. Nobody's telling you to throw everything out in your kitchen, but maybe start doing like little baby steps, like, hey, you don't really drink water. So maybe start off with like 2 glasses of water a day until you up it into where it is that you want it to be at. Maybe you love sugar too much. Me. So what I do is I don't bring it in the house. It doesn't always work, because sometimes I go to the store and get me something, but what I do is if I don't have it in the house, then I can't go in there and be tempted by it and eat it. But it's like I'll start incorporating little things like more fruit, vegetables, a salad. So it's like them baby steps. They really truly work. If you start off with the baby steps, before you know it, you didn't set up here and you started off working out for 7 minutes, because I've done 7-minute workouts. The next thing you know, you sit up here working out for a whole hour and loving it, not complaining or anything. The baby steps turn into greater steps, and God will guide and direct us, but what He's not going to do is live our lives for us. This is a partnership, so He will meet us where we are at, but we also have to do the work. We have to show up. We can't expect Him to just snap His fingers and just like that, it's done. We have to put forth some effort. Like they say, faith without works is. I don't know if y'all noticed, but when I did that, I snapped my fingers and hit my whole glasses. Anyway, it's something that I just wrote down, so I wanted to read to y'all. It's our part to show up, and what God will do is He will keep us on the path to get there by giving us that discernment, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and much more when we choose to keep our eyes on Him. So, you don't know how to do that? The first thing to do is Matthew 6:33, but first and most importantly, seek His kingdom and His righteousness, and all those things will be added to you. So, I want to ask you, will you pick up your mat and walk? Because now is the time. No more excuses. Go for what it is that you want. Go for what it is that God's been putting in your spirit to go after. You think that He will put that in you if He wasn't going to see you through it? So, please, pick up your mat and walk. I love y'all.